Grass is greener, folks.
The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for.
My thanks and dedication for this song out to the Sunnyside Detective who inspired this song. Oh yeah. Folks, welcome back to the Refugee Chat, the weekly conversation where I try to answer your questions. And first up, there was a question in the previous conversation about California. California is a lovely place. It's beautiful. Los Angeles is a war zone of crime, drugs, and homeless people. And it's also got beautiful places where multimillionaires live. But California is a lovely place. Unfortunately, the governance of it's a mess. So a couple chats here, and let me deal with those very quickly. So Apocalypse Ninja gave 7 rand saying, just want to say, keep telling the truth. Your spot analysis skills. Thanks to your guidance, it's our turn. All soon will be proud Americana. Okay, well, good for you. That's excellent. Thank you for the super chat. Clouds are gathering. Bonnie Duplessis said 50 rand. One bottle of Amarula, maybe in South Africa. No, one bottle of Amarula here is more like with the tariffs. It's going to be about $40 now for a bottle with the tariffs, if I'm not mistaken. So for a bottle of Amarula, which you don't have to buy me, Bonnie, appreciate that. $40 US would be in rand, 720 rand for a bottle of Amarula. So that doesn't quite cover it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, somebody said, who made the Colonel so mad? I wasn't mad, folks. You haven't seen me mad. And if you want to see madder than that, the video that I'm editing right now, which I'll give you a foretaste of in just a moment, the video that I'm currently in the process of editing right now in response to the African National Congress's propaganda press release today will really hurt some feelings. There'll be some hurty feelings Sunday. That's why I made the video. Wasn't sufficient time to edit it. I didn't want to keep you waiting here. I was editing it as we went live. But let me just swing it over to this other window, and I will show you a little foretaste of what I'm doing in my editing studio so you guys can see what's coming, okay? So we'll just jump ahead here. We'll cover a little bit here. And you want to see angry Santa? Not quite angry, but getting hotter in the collar. Pikachu's on the floor. He's hanging out on the floor, keeping the floor steady. But if you want to see angry, you have to check out this guy. He's always angry. That's the bugger off bunny. Bob is back, and he's angry about the trolls. I'm not. I'll talk about that. I'm pretty much laughing about the trolls. We'll get that in a second here. But there's Bob, the bugger off bunny. Okay, let's get to this other window and give you a little foretaste of what's coming. This is unedited, so hopefully I didn't have a profanity here. But here you go. Access to university in favor of unqualified black applicants. That's not equality. That's not justice. That's not shared prosperity. That's revenge. That is what this is. Revenge. Against the people who weren't even born when these events happened. Over 60% of South Africa's minority population has been born since the end of apartheid and have only known the ANC as its government. This garbage they're putting out here is utter nonsense, along with the so-called Afrikaners. Not in our name. Whose name? The elite, privileged, blue-haired Tannies and university professors who hate their own people? We commend these South Africans for asserting that they are not pawns in the culture wars of other nations, but citizens in a free South Africa, one that continues to grapple with its past while striving for a better future who all who live in it. Really? Do you really? You allow the most vile comments by Nota Boloye to go unpunished. Yet you try to destroy the life of a member of parliament for a video that was made 15 years ago as a youthful person trying to make a point about society, not attacking anyone. Whereas, note those comments attack the people. You call that just and equal? Utter nonsense. Their statement affirms the true patriotism that lies in facing the truth and building bridges of understanding, not denying the lived unequal realities of our people. This is the spirit of reconciliation that our founding leaders envisioned when they declared that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, black and white. Well, indeed, except that your government hasn't done that. And who's denying what happened in the past? The colonial wars, the Bantu migration south, the displacement of the Pygmies, the Khoi, the San, the arrival of Europeans, the displacement of the Khoi and San, the 6 wars fought between the Xhosa and the settlers, the arrivals from Europe, the Mfukane, which killed upwards of 1 million people, according to estimates by historians. Nobody's denying that. The Union of South Africa Act, which created a country, which shortly after that went into racial oppression with the 1913 Native Lands Act. No one's denying that. The behavior of the National Party imposing apartheid, separate development from 1948 until 1992. No one's denying that. The murder of Steve Biko. No one's denying that. Helen Zille exposed it. You're lying sacks of manure. You're denying history. You're denying the cooperation between the Boers and Mfengu. You're denying the cooperation between the Basotho and the Tswana and the Griquas and the Trek Boers to defeat Mzilikazi. You're denying the truth of black Africans who worked alongside and fought alongside the Boers during the Boer Wars against the English. You're denying the concentration camps that killed 16,000 Afrikaner women and children. You are denying the truth and distorting it, lying about it. Everyone has suffered from injustice. And using racial laws to prevent people from enjoying and experiencing the true prosperity of South Africa is not just, and it's not. That's a foretaste of what's coming, folks. Sorry about that. That was for someone. There's Bob. You haven't seen Bob? You haven't been here in a while. There's Bob right there. There's Bob. Bob's been here. There's sound, guys. Relax. You're a few seconds behind. Okay, so that's a foretaste. That's a video I'm editing right now in response to the African National Congress's shameful propaganda about the book-licking, self-loathing Afrikaners who published this thing saying that they speak for all 2.8 million South Africans who are Afrikaners. They don't. They do not. So that came about because somebody said they saw me angry in the video about the trolls. I'm not angry about the video on the trolls, not even remotely. So thank you, Tuscan Sun, for giving those memberships. The alert box is turned off. I got to turn it back on because it was disruptive during the last interview, and I forgot to turn it off. So let me find it here and turn it back on. It's always difficult to find it. There it is. All right, so thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Okay, so some of you may know that in the last chat, we had over 600 people watching that conversation with those 2 ladies. That was an unannounced stream, by the way. 5,000 people watched it nearly. That was unannounced. That's amazing on a Sunday. Thank you all for tuning in. And there were 3 people came in the chat and said something, including Geo, whatever, 1984, whatever the guy goes by, said he's given thousands of rand this channel. That's not true. You haven't given thousands of rand this channel. You've donated several times. That's your prerogative. No one asked you to give the money. Thank you for giving it. Do you want it back? Do you want it back? Let me know. Tell me where to send it. All right. So, and also give me an itemized list of all the ones you paid. So people coming on there calling me a narcissist and I'm talking too much. Obviously, they don't watch the stream. They pop in and they pull their bullshit. At the beginning of the stream, we set out the conditions of the stream. They asked to come on the channel because they want to ask me questions. And I said, I'm going to ask them questions about who they are and what they're all about for the first portion. For 15 minutes, that's what we did. Well, 12 minutes because we started at the top there. For 12 minutes, that's exactly what we did. I asked them who they are so people knew who I was talking to. And then we turned it over to them to ask me questions. They asked me questions. So when she asked me the question, are there any other channels that people could listen to that for authoritative information on the refugee program other than you and Professor G? What should I have said? No. And then that's it. The program would have lasted 4 minutes if I'd answer their questions the way that some turd balls want me to answer them. I answer questions fully and accurately. If that hurts your feelings, you're in the wrong place. Put on your diapers and put them on your big boy pants over top that and hit the road. Thank you, Jane Seward, 35 rand. These are the people I'm talking about. They slide into communities, they slide into WhatsApp groups, they slide into Facebook groups, and they pretend to be a fellow traveler with you. But they oppose you. These, I suspect, are extreme right-wing Afrikaners who don't like the fact that Afrikaners are leaving, and they blame me for it. I'm not responsible. Your fucked up government's responsible for it. White people migrated to South Africa for decades, for centuries, until the ANC came along and fucked everything up. Now black people and white people and colored people are getting the fuck out. That's a lot of F words. Feelings hurt? Too bad. Your kids shouldn't be watching this stream at this hour. Millions of South Africans have left the country of all races because it's unsafe, it's dangerous, and racist laws which cripple business. I hope people realize that laws targeting minorities hurt all South Africans. So, they came on my program, and they think they hurt my feelings, saying I'm a narcissist. Again, do you see a wall covered in Legion of Merit, commendation medals, Defense Superior Service medals, combat badges, qualifications, certificates, awards from the government of Germany, from Hesse, from the Liberian government, an award given to 24 people in the history of that republic, nearly 200 years old. 24 people I got. Do you see my wall decorated in that? No. Narcissist. You don't know what a narcissist is. Go look in the mirror. You are the narcissist. Demanding attention. Lying about me. Unbelievable. But you said it. That's right, Arctic. Fuckwads. You want to see a narcissist? Go look in the mirror. Attention seeking. You don't like the fact I said some Afrikaners are stupid? Too bad. Some Americans are stupid. In fact, a lot of Americans are stupid. And a lot of Brits. And a lot of Xhosa. And a lot of Zulu. And a lot of Berber. And a lot of Arabs. And a lot of stupid people in this world. If that hurts your feelings, then leave. No one told you to be here. No one asked you to be here. No one asked your opinion. You want an opinion? Start a YouTube channel. Tell the world how evil I am. How I hate Afrikaners. Tell them. Footsec, fuck off. Piss off. You want to see angry? I'm at about 30% right now, folks. 30%. I can turn this up. No, they're not, Tanya. They're not here. You want to see angry? I can give you angry. Oh, he keeps saying bad things about Afrikaners and it's getting worse and worse. Then fuck off. Hit the road. No one asked you to be here. You don't like what I have to say? Take off. And stop selectively choosing things. I didn't insult anybody, not a single person. And when someone unintentionally implied, they weren't trying to do it, but they came across as if they were talking about other channels, because I didn't promote those other channels, I made it clear I have nothing bad to say about those channels and those content creators. They're all good. All right, so. See? 100 to 0, just like that. It's for effect. Sean Newton, thank you for 50 Rand super chat. Don't hold back. Love your work. Thank you. If you don't like what I have to say about Afrikaners, then go elsewhere. You have no right to be an asswipe and come in my program and be rude to me. I wasn't rude to you. I didn't go into your house and tell you things and call you a narcissist. I didn't insult you to your face. I didn't try to turn people against you. You did that to me. So, Footsec, hit the road. Geo, somebody coming in with a Geo said that. See, I knew it wasn't you. I knew it wasn't you. See? Stop using all, oh, why do I lie? I didn't lie. You didn't listen. You didn't listen. By the way, I have a screen capture. I have a screen capture who said that. Okay? I have a screen capture. Someone using the Geo, pretending to be you, said that they've donated thousands to this channel. Thousands. Geo, don't take offense. I'm not picking on you, but don't write in all caps. All right? So, are my feelings hurt? No. Do I care? No. But I'm not going to sit here and let people call me names and lie about me on my own program. It's bullshit. It's rubbish. That's right. Rudolph Skeppers is correct. There was someone listed as Geo 1984 that talked rubbish. Absolutely. It was there. Anyway, Tanya Gola stood up and defended me. Thank you, Tanya, for that. And then somebody said back to you, someone said back to you that the other person been here long. Doesn't matter how long you've been here. Doesn't give you the right to be an ass. If you've been here for 2 weeks, you just discovered the channel and you're telling the truth, you're telling the truth. It doesn't matter. All right, so Mari Becker says, do you think that see, notice how I switched just like that. Boom, turned it off. Old timers on the channel, no, that's how it goes. That's how we roll here. Paulie knows. Paulie's been hiding for a while. Yeah, and Tom's laughing. So Mari says, do you think the government on your side will open up in time for flights to resume this year? Yeah, I think it'll happen this year, Mari. I do, but I don't think it's going to happen in October, and maybe not till the middle of November, but I think it will happen this year. I do, okay? Eli Berserker says, drill instructor, tell him. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. The truth is I stand and my soldier, my Marines stand on the wall and defend freedom every day so that you, Kaffee, can run your mouth. You should frankly kiss the ground that I walk on. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. I think I'm entitled to the truth. Answer the question, Colonel. Answer the question. Colonel, I can't believe you let this shit go on in your courtroom. I'm getting up. Colonel, sit down, Colonel. I haven't dismissed you. I deserve respect. I think I deserve it too. You are stupid. Oh, there he is. So it's true. It's true. You are the ass that wrote that stuff. You deny it and then you do it. Look at that. Look at that. Geo 1984 says it's not me. You're a narcissist. Oh, okay. You are the asshole. Okay. Well, put him in a timeout. So you saw him lie about it, Geo 1984, unless it's a copycat, but he has a membership, so it couldn't be a copycat. So he's been lurking here forever just to pull this out because his feelings are hurt. He's an ass. You're an ass. You're the one that's stupid, buddy. Pathetic loser. Let go of your member. Let the brain flow back up here, the blood. When you grip that thing so tightly with your right, or if you're left-handed, you cut the blood supply off to your brain, buddy. Let it go. Let it go. Free your member. Woo. Okay. Turn it up. There you go. Turn it up. That's right. Turn it up. Free your member. I wonder if the AI will catch on to that. Free your member. Turn it up. Pump up the volume. Free your member. Wow, you are a nasty person, buddy. You just called me a liar. You're the one that lied. You got called out. Just tell you, Colonel, if the Senate agrees to pay federal workers without reopening the government, will flights resume? No, because they're going to pay federal workers that are working now. And the federal workers that are working now is one of the reasons why you can't fly right now. So that won't change anything. As long as you don't like the ANC. Oh, I hate the ANC. I gave them fair chances, and they just lying all the time. I was listening and not reading the chat, and all hell broke loose. Indeed it did. Indeed it did. All right. I got my first initial call, says the state agent. Wondering if this is something you should be sharing with my... I wouldn't. Here's some advice, the state agent. Refugee status and people coming to America will, and I said this from the very beginning, will divide families. I mentioned a family earlier where the couple are breaking up. He's coming. She's not. In another case, people came to my meet and greet early this year. If he gets approved, he's coming. Whether she comes or not, he's coming. He can't make it in South Africa. If she wants to stay, that's on her. And they're risking the relationships over it. Family members, it's up to you. I would not tell anybody. I wouldn't tell anybody I was involved in the refugee program until I landed safely in the United States. That'd be me, but that's me. You have to make your own decisions about your own family. But I've seen families where families parents turn on their kids that want to leave, and kids turn on their parents that want to leave, and they dime them out to other people, and then people start ostracizing. I said, do what you want to do, but I wouldn't tell anybody. Okay, yeah, so I think I've answered those questions. The Senate agrees. Okay, I already answered that. Nobody has been here longer than Hendo, and everybody has been drunker than me. That's true, Arctic. Actually, a couple people here before you, Arctic, but yeah, you were here from the very beginning. Can't be this. He never donates to you. You're safe. Go. No, there's there's a GBO or something like that. 1984 does donate to the channel. It has been giving money. By the way, The video I did in responding to that, nobody said anything. I thought it was funny. I blanked out where I cursed because I did curse. So I blanked it out, I put the sound at 0, and I put a little test pattern up, and I put the kernel censored. I thought that was funny. By the way, that video, I've lost a subscriber. I lost a subscriber because that video is terrible. How will I sleep tonight? How will I eat my steamed crabs later? How? I need a moment. I need a moment. I need a moment. Yeah, it's tragic. I lost a subscriber. Such is life. I did grab a couple pieces of lunch meat and some cheese, some queso. Umanel, thank you for the 70 Rand super chat. Thank you for that. Eli Berserker got a good laugh. Leah Monroe says, there's lots of promoting the propaganda connected to groups involved with Antifa and others involved in Free Palestine. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure about that. Are there flights in December, January, February? Probably. There's daily flights from South Africa, so probably. Lola. Hey, you're laughing. Got to get out of it. Fiona Kotsia, welcome to you. Hannes Holzhausen, welcome. Hendo, turn down the volume. You sound like a true drill sergeant. Okay, now I would suggest y'all take cover. It's going to be a massive bottleneck. Chris Wyatt is highlighting what I've talked about before because according to the Washington Post and their sources who betray their job with the government, there were at least 700. Well, no, I'm sorry. That's not true. I stand corrected. The U.S. government told them. So this is freely information. The U.S. government, State Department told them there were over 700 South Africans who'd already been processed awaiting travel in South Africa. That was when they reported a story earlier in the week. So that was 700 then. That number's probably close to 1,000, over 1,000, or approaching 1,000 right now, waiting to go. So that's 1,000 people are going to have to get on a flight if the thing is turned on tomorrow, but it won't be turned on tomorrow. As I've said, it will take 7 to 10 days minimum once the government is restarted for the first people most likely to come over. Now, if they come over the first day, I'm happy to be wrong. But I'm saying it most likely. Now, there might be people coming the first day because they might not have told people to cancel their flights yet, or they haven't canceled flights yet that are upcoming. They're probably canceling flights as they get closer, or they've stopped booking them. I don't know which. So it's possible. But under normal circumstances, it will take 7 to 10 days, and then that backlog will start. But meanwhile, they're processing more people, so more people come. And if they go faster than the flights go out, the number of people waiting will get longer and longer. Does that make sense? Make a good judge, Judy. Thank you, Anthea. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Bonnie. I feel like Sheldon. Thank you, Penny. Oh, my goodness. All right, back to this. I'm missing a lot of chats. I got to catch up. Oh, mommy. Hey, Rhino Girl. There you go. She gave a big donation to help Charles Van Onselen. Thank you. Good to see you there. FitNut Creatives is here. Mr. C, don't let them get under your skin. They're not bothering me. I'm having fun with this. All they do is prove me right. I've told you all along there are people on the far right of South Africa who don't like this. And they talk crap to you just like the far left does and just like the media does. And when they come in here and attack me and accuse me of stuff, again, where? What do I have up there? I have this. This is the most narcissistic thing on my shelf behind me. That's not narcissistic. That's a statement of fact. This is the most narcissistic thing. A plaque from YouTube for 100,000 subscribers, which I said I was going to shoot with a shotgun. By the way, I was serious about that. I was serious about it. But I thought about it, and people asked me not to, and I realized that this is not me. This is you all. That's why it's up here, to show respect and recognition for the 100,000 plus people who've taken the time to subscribe to this channel. That's the most narcissistic thing back there. You think the Springbok is narcissistic? The elephant that was a gift? The Springbok was a gift? The little trolls up there? Where's the narcissism here? Narcissists have stuff all over the walls. They walk around and carry their titles. Hey, Andre, how's it going? The language says slippery pickle. Sorry about that. Madeline, 35 Rand super chat. Thank you for that. Clouds are gathering. Sorry, Colonel. Finger slip professors earn so much in this country. If they keep in their lanes, everyone for themselves, unfortunately. Gotcha, Bonnie. Dirk could see for those who emigrate, leave for the same reasons people are applying for refugee program, and no one says, exactly. Where is the anger about the 82 South Africans on average who leave every day to go live elsewhere? There is none. Because it's not organized. They all do it on their own. And they don't mention that they're black people and colored people and Indians who are doing that. Lola says program was absolutely amazing and very informative. Not for GPO or GO, whatever he's there, who's currently got a timeout. Fitnut says, thank you guys. I needed to hear that. Okay. LDS, you are so correct. 100%. I only watch you as you are welcome to watch whatever you like, LDS. I appreciate watching me. I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much for that. And Nick says true words. Hey, Nick, how you going? I know you couldn't watch that last stream. I understand that, but it wasn't that bad. Mostly they were asking me questions. That was the whole point. I mean, I was being accused of being a narcissist because I'm answering questions. Pay attention to what was said at the beginning of the stream. We said that they're going to ask me questions, and I'll interrupt periodically to get clarity on where they're coming from. So we did. Stupid is and stupid does. Yep. Hit the like button, says Ronald Lowe. And then people get pissed when we don't bend over backwards and answer the same shit over and over again. Exactly. And that's another thing. First off, if I am a narcissist, it's my prerogative and privilege to be a narcissist. I've been on this planet for 6 decades. I'll be what I want to be. If I want to be a lampshade, I'll be a lampshade. If I want to identify as a black lesbian, then I'm a black lesbian. That's my prerogative. Isn't that how it works in the world, folks? I'll do what I want to do. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. Again, we're not chaining people down, handcuffing them, zip tying to chairs, making them watch this stuff. And I've answered these questions a billion times. And I politely answer their questions. And I answer them fully. But they don't want to hear what I had to say. If you don't want to hear what I had to say, why are you watching my show? Why do you come in during my news program if you don't want to hear what I have to say? It's just beyond belief. Hey, Nicola, what's going on? Anthea, what's up? AI Creatives, you will be okay doing your third interview tomorrow. Done in a second. Okay, cool. Congratulations, AI. They were here. Yep. Gordon Durant. Woohoo! Tanya says Trek. Okay. 30% is like full first start. Yeah. Good day, Rena. To you. Looney Binson. There are people stupid everywhere. We're going to get to some refugee stuff here in a minute, folks. Just be patient. I know there's a lot of you here. Sean Newton, 350. Don't hold back. Love your work. Thank you very much for that. Typical people complain, but they still watch day in and out. Exactly. They're cockparters. Shane says, I, for one, am so grateful to President Trump affording this opportunity to people like you for actual reporting and being frank. And that's the other thing, Shane. I'm frank and honest. In New York, I'm frank. Or frank and earnest. That's what. In New York, I'm frank. In Chicago, I'm earnest. No, so that's that line stolen from The Long Kiss Goodnight. Okay. There are stupid Afrikaners. And there are stupid Tswana and stupid Americans. That's the truth. That's not attacking Afrikaners. That's a statement of fact. And some of the nonsense I get asked and I politely respond to people. Do you know how many hours of my life I get able to do that with no compensation and no request for compensation, no expectation? I'm just helping people. Devolt Potkita, thank you for becoming a member. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Jean Rudolph, take a very deep breath. We care and love for you all of us here. Well, thank you, Jean, or Jen Rudolph. Thank you so much. I said Jean. Jen, thank you, Jen Rudolph. Very kind of you. Now, Jen, everything that just transpires is for effect. The whole person is effect. You see me? $59 beats per minute. Roughly. 59 beats per minute. That's my heart. It's not. Nope, I'm fine. Common sense ain't so common. Yep. If people don't like it here, they can F off. You're right, Kathy. Okay. Only people that didn't accomplish anything in their lifetimes feel offended. Perhaps. Marissa, good to see you again. Sigi, that dude. That chief dude said, okay, Chief Wolf, you're talking about. Colonel, we had that type of people at the interviews. Was embarrassing. I know Community Medic. I've been informed by some people who, by the way, I have sources all over the world, including at the interviews. So I'm aware of the behavior of some people. If you think my sources just sit behind a desk for the U.S. government, you're mistaken. Oh, my goodness. Some people are so ungrateful. Yeah, exactly. Tom is laughing his butt off. Okay, I was already here. Now it went back to the same place. Umanel, 70 Rand. I was already there. Okay. I was already here. My chat went way back there. Looney Bin. My mom did have her meeting and orientation now. We just wait for our tickets. Wow. Okay, Adele, thank you. Dirk says, Leafy Fundy Plus, refugees now in Dallas, says she sent you a WhatsApp to organize an interview. Oh, okay. Lily. Oh, that's the lady who did that video. Okay. I don't know. Okay, I have something from some lady. I don't know if that's it, but she's asking me questions, not offering to come on my channel. So I'll look and see. But I have a WhatsApp from someone that has a name similar to that, but people sometimes change their names in WhatsApp. So I'll ask. Thank you for that, Dirk. I don't know, but this lady doesn't ask me to come on the program. She just wants a question for me. Sign letter. Where are their regards of violence? Exactly. Where are they on the farm murders? Where are they on gender-based violence? Where are they on racial discrimination? They're not anywhere. Lily is super cool. Well, I don't know if this is Lily. Lily, if that's you and you're here, let me know. Okay. I typed in LIE and I got one name coming back with a South African number. That could be the person that this is, but this person is not. Yeah, I don't. So I don't see anything from that. Okay, but that doesn't mean I can look for some U.S. numbers. But if she's written, have her send me an email to the email address if you're in touch with her. Okay, I'm happy to interview her. She seemed very bubbly about being in Texas. I saw it. She did. I didn't see the English. Apparently, she did an English version too, but I saw the Afrikaans. So, and I just wrote. I responded on the channel because someone sent it to me. She had 12,000 views. Wow, it's cool. She has like 1,200 subscribers at the time, and somebody wrote on there, "Oh, this is the channel I'm looking for. Something that gives us information about the refugee program." And I'm like, "Where have you been? Under a rock?" I didn't say it quite like that. Not to her, but to the person that posted that. So, okay. Free your memory, exactly. Joe Czar is now Joe Texas. Are you in Texas now, Joe? Well, I drank the bottle of Amarula, man. Some thief drank. Someone broke in and drank my Amarula. You know, they didn't steal my TV. They drank my Amarula. But I do have another bottle hidden, so we'll get that one out and put it in the fridge. So when you pack your bags, a laptop bag and handbags, you can take with you the travel bag, no more 23 kgs. That's normally the case with the airlines. Yep. Conrad, that is the case. Some airlines give you 2 bags of 23 kgs as an economy flight. Some give you 1. Yep, you get 1 bag with some airlines. Some airlines you get 2. Just depends. So, Rita says, sorry for other people's misbehavior. I missed the stream, spending time with my kids. Had a lovely braai. I'm glad you had a good braai. Oh, no, it's horrible. And you saw some of it pop up in here. He came in here and started calling me a liar and called me a narcissist. He said he didn't do it. Hi, everyone. Hey, Hank Hadrian says he's back. Good to see you again. Chris, did you get your yellow cap on? I did not. Thank you for asking about Super Brew. Before we get on the other stuff, I'm disappointed. I did not get the cap. Big Skim got the cap. Big Skim moved up 5 places from 12 to 7. But remember, I was, after a couple mistakes of my picks not going in and I missed them or it didn't do it, I had dropped to 30th in the rankings. We've got 38 people in this pile. Oh, somebody's waiting to join. Hang on a second here. Membership, where's managed pool? They asked to join late and I didn't get them in yet. So applicants, let me put them in here. Okay, approve. Well, they just joined. You better not be at the top of the rankings, buddy. That's all I got to say. If you come in late, KPB, let's see. No, they're not. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So I was at 30. Well, I jumped 11 last week. And despite a very good week this week, I jumped another 9 spaces. Is that what it was? Hang on. I'm at number 10 now. I went from 30 to 10 in 2 weeks because I had such a good week. But I didn't get the cap. I did not get the cap. The other person got all 13 games right, I guess, or maybe they had 2 right before me. But I did very well. My week was fantastic. I'll just read it to you. Unfortunately, a draw by the Ospreys game hurt me. Otherwise, I would have gotten both points there. And the Ospreys were winning, but the Dragons tied it up. And then Edinburgh didn't pull it off. Cardiff came back and beat them by a point at the end, so I lost both those. But, folks, I got 11 out of 13 games correct. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive match points, 5, 6 match points total. It was a big weekend for me. 11 out of 13. Yeah, I called it correct. I called the exact score like 3 times correctly right. That's amazing. I don't think I can duplicate that anytime soon. That would be amazing to do. All right. Rena says, sorry for other people's misbehavior. That's okay. Some very entitled people at the interviews. You're right, Max. Yeah, that subscriber was Gio. We're not telling anybody except our children. That's exactly, Francis. That's my approach to that. I would do it. How could you, Colonel? How could I what? Still hoping I can transfer my immunotherapy transfusions to clinic trial. Yeah, Maze, I can't help with that. You'd have to reach out to some clinics in the U.S. and do some research and find it. I'm not eating the crab legs. I do eat the crab legs, but they're not like snow crab legs are quite tasty. They're very sweet. Blue crab legs are good, but they're not as good as the meat in the chest. Ex-pest, once I left states, I'll tell them I've left. Yep, exactly. Without everyone's opinions. For now, I'm acting normal, so no one suspects anything. Exactly. Divorce I'm eating is called Bloody Lecca. Yeah, Dogzilla, you told us that before. You told us you just received that. So, on Arctic, welcome to you. Now, Arctic is here, and Arctic trolls all the time, but Arctic is never rude and disrespectful. I mean, at least I don't recall him. Or not, excuse me, Arctic. Sorry, Arctic. Dogzilla. Dogzilla hears all the time. He comes in all the time, and he brings leftist talking points, and he trolls, but I don't recall him ever insulting me. I don't recall Dogzilla ever insulting me. Joe, Texas. God bless it, these chats jump fast on me. Hang on, folks. I'm trying to catch up. Wow, am I that far behind? There's Joe, Texas. I have great admiration for you. Your persistence, patience, courage is amazing. Thank you. Yeah, and I do this in the face of death threats, folks. People forget that. Death threats. Fetterman won't become a Republican, and I don't want him to be a Republican. His voting record is not what his mouth says. He says stuff, but he doesn't vote that way. 35 days will be the longest shutdown. We're not there yet. We're 26 days now. 34 days is the longest shutdown in history. People are entitled beforehand. I always wonder how they're going to interviews. They'll probably feel entitled there. There may be people who are able to pay for their own flights. That's true, but that's not how it works. If you've got the resources, you don't have to borrow the money, then you probably pay them. I'm not sure how it works, but yeah. Colonel, the people who get offended by you for whatever reason doesn't belong here. They're on the wrong channel. They can foot-sec. I advocate for you everywhere, and everywhere I go, people will join here. Thank you, Esmari. I appreciate that. Very difficult for people choosing to stay using emotional blackmail. Exactly. That's why I wouldn't tell family using emotional blackmail. Then you miss out. Maybe the shutdown will affect election workers too. No, election workers are not funded by the federal government. Election workers are funded by state and local governments. All of my election workers get paid by the county. So that has nothing to do. The elections is not run by the federal government. This is not Europe. This is not South Africa. Our elections are run locally. And so it will have no impact whatsoever. Vinette Naidu says, appreciate your work. Thank you. Yet to receive a call. Trying my best to stay positive. Okay. Kyle Watkins, I hope things go well for you. Nola Bookerfield says, we told you to put it up. Put what up? So many people going through the system. Let's face it. They're really going quick now. Okay. People get said about hurdy words, especially when it's the truth. We'll never make it anywhere. Exactly, Annette. Exactly. I didn't target an individual. I didn't target a group. I just stated things that are actually true. And if you read the messages I get, if you read the emails that I get, if you answer the questions I get, you would understand where I'm coming from. I could embarrass so many people, but there's no value in that. People send me dumbass questions, and I politely respond to them, and I never say who they are on air. Don't you think all those books is narcissistic? Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe the books are narcissistic to them. Hein, 14 Ray, I'm so thankful for the U.S. interest. You're welcome. Arctic thinks that Fetterman will go independent. I'm not convinced of that. He might if they keep pushing him in the party. Ruben says, skip one of the steps of the flow chart that was given to us to show where we are done with the medicals, yet we never did the step where they... I have no idea what you're talking about, Ruben. What do you mean you skipped a step? How do you skip a step? You do what they tell you to do. Did you not go to something they told you to go? How could you have skipped a step? Asshat really needs to look up the definition of narcissist. Exactly, Antoinette. 550,000 South Africans in the UK already. Exactly. Whoops, my tab closed over here. YouTube. Thanks, AI creators. Trying my best, says Kyle. Okay, I really want to be part of this program. I told the truth, but I feel that I don't deserve it. Well, Agent, without going in elaboration, please don't tell us why you don't think you deserve it. Refugee permit is placed in your RSA passport. Hein gave a gift membership, and it went to Jory Osthuizen. Congratulations. My family and I got approval letters last week and appointments and then you deleted your message. I was reading that. Someone deleted their message as I was reading. Okay. Fit Knight says, apologize for not being around much. My mom just got to the hospital. I'm sorry to hear she's not doing well. It's okay. Be where you got to be. If you can be here, we appreciate it. If you can't, we got it. To all who are bad-mouthing, I just want to highlight that if you were a narcissist, then my family, who you encourage with the truth, would not have made it here in South Africa. Thank you, Fiona Kutsia. Yeah, and if I was a narcissist, then I would have, my behavior at the meet and greets would have been very different, wouldn't it? Somebody tell me that they came to a meet and greet where I wasn't a humble person, and I didn't thank people repeatedly. And I didn't stay and answer as many questions as I could, with the exception of the Open Plus, because I had to go to meet with Thea for her refugee interview. Somebody tell me one, and I'll find you 50, 80, 100 people, 200 people that were there will tell you you're a liar. This guy called Ed Gein. I become a lampshade. Oh, no. That's a serial killer. Arctic has known the colonel a long time, so if he says take cover. Yeah, exactly. Arctic knows, Karen. My younger brother leaving in November for New Zealand had enough of this country, was victimized and threatened his family, including myself, by EFF. Exactly. No, your passport doesn't have to be valid for 5 years coming over. No. Don't start spreading that nonsense, Kelly. No. You just have to have a valid passport to come over here. You'll apply for an updated passport from the government of South Africa through your embassy once you live in the country, the consulate at the embassy. You know how many people are able to fly out per day? Well, they are only able to fly out as many people per day as there are seats on a plane that are available from a commercial airline, which makes it harder for those of us traveling back and forth like me to South Africa to get a seat on a plane and pushes the price up. And Yuri, thank you for the guest membership, the gift membership. Okay, everyone watches the Colonel's channel as everyone that watches ANC always falls asleep. Bolt Zulu says, I'm also in Pennsylvania, not far from you, and support South Africans coming to the U.S. Most are awesome people. Bots Zulu, are you a mix of a Tswana and a Zulu, and you're in Pennsylvania? You should send me an email. We can chat. Maybe have a coffee together. Oh, thank you, Yolande, for your membership. So Devold Potgieter became a member. All these are gifts and memberships now. Stephen Swanepoel. Bot Zulu, please send me an email. One of the mods put up the email address, please, so I can get something from Bot Zulu. And if I don't answer emails tonight, I apologize for that, folks, but I have got to make phone calls for my voters. I need to get my poll workers done because they're way behind. People haven't been answering my email. All right, so there's no specific phone number that you can get contacted by USA officials. No, there's no, you're not going to it's not like 555-222-3333, and if that number calls, answer. No, they'll call from different numbers, and the numbers will be routed through the U.S. Embassy switchboard with a 27 country code many times. So let's not try to game that system. Answer your damn phone. If it's a telemarketer, hang up on them. I don't know why that's so hard for people. So there's a specific phone number. No. It's awesome to be here. Thank you, Andre Mostart. Renee, I would display my accomplishments medals if I were you. Don't understand why accomplishments should be hidden. Nobody hides their V's. Medals are part of CV. Renee, I don't put them up on the wall because they're important to me, but they're not me. The things I've accomplished are not me. They're things I've done. They're part of who I am. And I have no problem walking in someone's house or their office and seeing things on the wall. But if for those who've been here in the past and when I've showed photographs what my office at the War College looked like, you will see there wasn't a single award, but my walls were full of things. From Botswana, from Liberia, from Germany, from Italy, from Iraq, from Kuwait, full of things, especially gifts that people gave me or mementos I got. Everywhere you looked in my office. And I put them up not to impress people because it filled the bland walls, but also because when students came in or faculty came in to talk to me, they were conversation starters. Oh, you've been to Malawi? Yeah, I used to live there. Oh, wow. The warm heart of Africa. Anyway, stuff like that. I don't hang in my walls here because if I do, and I'll tell you why, Renee. I'm a humble person. That's why being called a narcissist really pissed me off. I'm a very humble person. I joke about things, but it doesn't mean I take them seriously. Honestly, I don't. If you know me, you know that to be the case. I am a very humble person. It doesn't mean I'm not outspoken. Outspoken doesn't mean not humble. So those things, I cherish many of them, if not all of them. But I mean, at some point also, Renee, it becomes ridiculous. I have so many decorations, so many awards, so many accomplishments that it just becomes overwhelming. I'd have to rotate my entire wall behind me every week just to put them up. That's not a boast. And also the few times I've done it, I think 4 times in 5 or 6 years, where people say, come on, show us your medals, show us your accomplishments. And I do it once or twice a year, maybe, when people ask. And I get tired of people asking. And I bring out the awards and I read the certificates to them. I show them medals and I just give them a small sampling of it. And the times I do that, every time I do it, you can count on people, cock prodders. Oh, look at this guy, so full of himself. Look at him, boasting about his accomplishments, boasting about his awards. Yaku Basson, thank you for becoming a member. They do that all the time, and there's always someone. So it's not a win situation, Renee. That's why I don't put it up. And again, this isn't a reflection of me. That's a reflection of you all subscribing to the channel. Thank you. Okay, just avoid getting intercepted by fake people. Is there a specific U.S. official contact number that you'll be contacted? No, there's not. There's not. There are multiple numbers. It's a switchboard. They're calling from different numbers. Who's on Facebook, Kendo? Sense of entitlement is real sickening. Always be true to yourself, says Ben Mulder. Never let anyone change you. Haters will hate no matter. Exactly right, Ben Mulder. Exactly right. No, Wisconsin is not red. Wisconsin is blue as a state. but most of the state geographically is red. Why I asked, I am watching The Good Witch, and the town there in Middleton is such a beautiful town. But to me, they're not in Middleton. There's no such place, Marissa. It's a made-up TV show. It's probably a studio lot in Vancouver or in Los Angeles, or unless it's filmed on scene. Lily Fundaplas YouTube channel has 2 videos and 1 short in Texas. Very nice. Yes, I think that's what you were talking about, and someone wrote to me, but that's not the name. Yes, I know the channel. I've seen it. I watched the video in Afrikaans. Seems very bubbly, but someone wrote to me. And someone said here, she wrote to me on WhatsApp, I don't see anything from anyone named Lily. I don't have any Lily in my WhatsApp. I did a search and didn't get it. I have Lee something, but not Lily. Okay, and I'll leave it at that. When your local forum tells you to not dress attractive nightwear so you don't tempt criminals, you know your country's fudge. Exactly. Thanks for your great analysis and assistance. My question is, have you received an update regarding interviews in Cape Town? Sonia and Wayne, yes, and I've talked about that. So there is no update on interviews in Cape Town because there's no money as of yet to do it. Apparently, they are using existing money. See, now the difference with an interview is that there has to be a U.S. person to sit there and interview you. So we have to have someone sent over and pay for them to stay in a hotel and pay for them meals every day and pay for their transportation and pay for their flight. That's not available right now because there's no budget. So they can't do that right now. They can process you because the screeners are under contract. They're third-party services or second-party services. The medicals can be done by South African medical practices. I understand. I have confirmation from a handful of people that medicals are being done now in Cape Town, but not interviews. Interviews will come later. PetLift is in the process of trying to get registered with the government, but they're also affected by the shutdown. They can't go any further right now because of the shutdown. So every day that persists is another day that they can't make progress. So I have talked to Morgan, yes. That's why I love Senator Kenny. No sugarcoating. I don't sugarcoat anything either, Ronell. Chill, folks, please. Backlog until budget's been approved. Be patient. Yeah. You can keep your South African number for 8 months before they give it away. They say that, and that isn't entirely true. I always get a Vodacom and an MTN number when I get there, and I think MTN goes away after 3 months, and then Vodacom takes about 8 months. I worked for a U.S. company for 5 years, okay? I know, Dirk Kutzi. I know it's her alias. I have something from someone that, but I'm not going to share that, okay? Hopefully she will confirm and put the email up and she can send me an email so I know it's her. Arctic doesn't steal Amarillo. Was just checking my dollars in your couch. I don't keep the dollars on my couch. I don't keep them on my couch. I keep them in a strong box buried in the backyard. So if you look for the freshly turned soil, you might find it. Hottest Holtzhausen, have you heard about the letter that 44 South Africans wrote? Yes, yes. And I've made a video and I played it at the beginning of this Hottest, and I played part of that video that I'm editing about that. Thank you, Neff, for the super chat. I'll get to that. Okay. We did our first interview in Kenya, then called Kenya, confirm. After that, confirm medicals, print mails. Okay, got it. Tuscan Sun gave 35 Rand. Colonel, our channel is, yeah, I know the channel. Thank you guys for that. I know it. I've seen it. I've seen the video. Colonel, I've been watching in background. Not a great headspace. Cool interview with the ladies. Martin, I'm sorry you're not in a good headspace. Please get in a better spot. And it jumped on me again. Oh my goodness, I am way behind. Okay, there I am. Okay. Answering my email. We're still waiting patiently for call. Okay, Angelique. Okay, you're welcome. Horse Crazy, can I please get an email? Yes, one of the mods just put in. Chris Wyatt will put it in. Jess the Sixth said, sorry, I had to hit pause until kids was in bed before she starts repeating. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about that, Jess. So sorry about that, but kids should be in bed at this time. It's nearly 9 o'clock. I know a premium whiskey. It's a Schuss beer that reminds me of Herman Munster. He does remind me of Herman Munster. Release your member, new song title, exactly. Another rugby genius and former Sharks academic player is coming to America. I think you'll have a very nice conversation with him. He's a really nice guy. Well, that's very opaque, Esmara. You'll have to send me a note and tell me what you saw met. Ascending also got death threat and someone is listening to my conversations. Yeah, okay, sorry to hear that. What would your prediction be on how long the government closed? Well, Tony, I made initial prediction that back in September that this won't end before the end of October. I don't know if enough pressure will be on the Democrats, enough people don't get paid on the 1st of November that they're going to go batshit crazy. I think it's going to go till before Thanksgiving, based on how they're digging their heels in. But no one knows. It's only Democrats know when they're going to do it. Deval Potgieter, 70 Rand Super Chat. That's your first one ever. Thank you for that. Pete Liebenberg says, was in Pretoria, first interview Thursday and medical on Friday, was supposed to go for second interview Monday, all canceled, travel for nothing. Will they reschedule? Yes, they will reschedule. What do you mean you travel for nothing? You went there Thursday and Friday. What do you mean you travel for nothing? You got 2 interviews done. Now you only have to come back for 1. Your trip is broken in 2. That's unfortunate and time consuming, but it wasn't for nothing. You got interviewed. Karen says, and if they pushed you on to medicals, that's a good sign. Okay. Oh, yeah, second interview on Monday. I'm sorry. They might do the interview remotely. You never know now that they've seen you in person. What I miss? Accidentally clicked on get naked and taking time to get back. Huh? Oh, that's an ad. Democrats are selfish. They are. I missed the stream. Who called you a narcissist? 3 different people in the previous chat were calling me a narcissist. No, the lazy interview were very polite. They asked me questions. I answered them. The guys called me narcissist because I was talking about me. They asked my opinion. They asked about who they could trust, and I explained why I think they can trust me. And that's narcissistic? No. That's answering the question fully. Something politicians don't do. Tiger Valley, I'm still waiting for my call patiently since May. I understand. I can only urge caution. The website says don't resubmit a statement. There's no other way to get in touch with them, so I'm not sure what to do. The pre-approval step, then medicals. They booked our medicals before they got the pre-approval. Yeah, we're done with medicals, okay? Definitely not a narcissist. Yeah, exactly, Karen. Those of you who know what a real narcissist is, you know. Veroshka gave 5 memberships. Thank you, Veroshka. You didn't even steal my brandy when you were drunk at the Pretoria. That's true, Arctic. I didn't take your brandy, but the South Africans did. Due to personal logistics, my family won't be able to leave in 14 days. The CW asked an initial call, at least according to a close friend. Okay, Marcel, you missed the last broadcast. Unless they gave you a date in 14 days. If they said, be prepared to leave within 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, that doesn't mean you're leaving 2 to 4 weeks, okay? Hopefully your situation will resolve by the time the flights resume and they contact you. Marcel, if you were let's say you were just processed this week. Now, all things being equal, and I don't know what equal is. To me, you go with the stack. They come in, here's approved case number 1, here's approved case number 2, approved case 3. They're in order. All right, it's time. We turn it back on, flip it back over. The oldest ones go first. The oldest ones go first. The oldest ones go first. You're down here. It's going to take time to put those people on a plane. They're telling you to be prepared to leave in as little as 2 to 4 weeks. It will impact you if they give you a date and you can't go to the date. They'll ask for rescheduling. So take a deep breath. Hopefully, whatever the situation is, it gets resolved. It's a short-term thing. By the time it gets to you, then you should be fine. KB, what are the next steps after your actual application has been submitted? I've noticed Amerikaners make contact via email, whilst the guys can actually call applicants. You will be given an in-person interview normally. Sometimes it'll be remotely through Teams, sometimes in person. They may expect you to come to Pretoria after that, or Joburg to be interviewed later, hopefully Cape Town. And then you have to get your medicals, and then they process your case, and then they contact you and say, hey, you have a provisional letter. These are your dates. Okay, JJ Rasmus, I sent you a WhatsApp. Okay, JJ, I know you sent me one before. Did you just send me another one? Okay. No. Nope. Nothing all the way back to 7:50 this morning. No WhatsApp from you. Unless I missed it, I'll look again later. Alicat, good evening. Car guards. Oh, we forgot about that. What's up with Cockpot from their story about refugees not showing for flights? I've covered that so many times already. Done videos on it. Most honest and kindest person I met. Love you. Thank you, Mariki von Josfeld. Stupid people call the people things that they are projecting. Exactly. Max 20 seats per flight is my guess. Yeah, Arctic is in the aviation industry. I would guess that too. I would guess that on a United or Delta flight, the government can secure 20 seats per flight. That would be my expectation. The article came from the Washington Post, and they said that the government had told them that they had 50 seats that went unfilled. Only 3 people showed up. What they didn't tell you is that the time frame that occurred, they said it was a week, during a week. So if it was 7 days a week, then that would mean an average of 9 people per day didn't show up. But 3 people did, so it's not even 9, so it'd be 8. But they didn't tell you that the government habitually books those. I think they did mention they book blocks of seats. So the government may not have had people ready to go. That doesn't mean people didn't show up. So it's very misleading and it's very dishonest. Okay, maybe if the colonel had received a set stars, the epilepsy could be an narcissist. There you go. See, that's another thing. I was in position as an intelligence officer with a very good file for promotion to make it up to be a general. Now, the odds are still slim for anybody, but my file was very good. I was in the top 10% of my year group, top 1% according to my branch for many years. And then they stopped telling you 1%. They told 10%. So that means I had a good chance. I intentionally switched from intelligence to being a foreign area officer, and I got sent back to intelligence, and I didn't want to stay there. I wasn't interested in becoming a general. I wanted to make a difference in the world. I wanted to change history. And I knew I couldn't do that in the intelligence world. I could do that as a foreign area officer in Africa. So I fought to go back to being a foreign area officer. I went back to it knowing that making lieutenant colonel is hard, very difficult, and making colonel is almost impossible. When I was promoted, okay, I guess I'm a narcissist. I'm talking about myself again. Here we go. Claims narcissism. When I made full colonel, one person in my career field got promoted out of 175 officers that made full colonel. Only one. It was me. That's how hard it is to make. And there was no requirement for anybody to be promoted. They had enough colonels. They didn't need any more. I only got it because the level of performance was so high that I was above the cut line, and I got picked. Well, below the cut line. Above the cut line. So I got picked. If I had not as good as a record, I'd been down here. No requirements, no promotion. So I made that conscious choice that I would never become a general officer, even though I had a good chance at it. Excessive self-absorption characterized by inflated sense of self-importance, I need for admiration, lack of empathy for others, often involves grandiose behavior. Thank you, Chief Wolf. That's correct. And I don't see any of that here. I haven't heard from Thea. She doesn't answer my messages anymore. Oh, there you go. Gotcha, JJ, gotcha. Oh, there's a song here. You got a song. You want me to play this song? Okay, I'm going to trust you, and I'm taking a risk here. I'll play it in a moment. Okay, so hang on a second. What's this? Oh, that's sorry, that's something else. Okay, yeah, I forgot that you had that username. That's why I couldn't find you. Okay, thank you. So I got it. You also sent me a voice note, which I haven't played. Telemarketer, keep them on the phone as long as possible. Let them burn their data. Yeah, Thea, that's what I was looking for when I got distracted by JJ. Okay, so Thea. Now, I sent her a message on October 6th. I haven't heard from her. Last time she read my message on September 26th. The last time she responded to anything I did was September 7th. So it's been over a month. I hope she's doing well. She's under no obligation to talk to me, but I haven't heard from her. Okay. If I haven't listened to Colonel Chris' advice, I would probably not be where we are in the program. His advice was on point. I just love it when he's being straight with people. Yep. Jaco Basson, thank you for your membership. Okay. Going to CC on my email in Cameron, which is basically me taking a giant turd on my local. Okay. There are more stupid people on the planet Earth than you can ever imagine, says Tinky Keyser. You're welcome. Or you're right. All Capricorns are humble. I've dated one and my dad is one. I'm a Capricorn. That's right. Thank you, Antoinette. I don't know that all are. I heard a representative flies with you to your destination. Is this true, or is it merely they wait your arrival for understanding? Kyle Watkins, I will not answer that question from a security standpoint. Okay? I will not answer that question from a security standpoint. Operational security is paramount. Good evening from Bronkhorstbrut. Hey, hello. How's it going there? Cheyenne Bush, welcome to you. You are a legend. Thank you, Yolande. Thank you. Do you have to pay for the medicals? Nope. They're free. There's no cost to this program whatsoever. Ludwig, thank you for your membership. Sent 2 emails, 2 separate accounts. You sent 2 emails to me? Ludwig, you inspire hundreds to put yourself in the firing line. A narcissist only focus on themselves in places others cowardly in front of that. You are correct, Fiona. You are correct. I don't understand why my interviews are scheduled in Pretoria but medicals in Cape Town. Fitnut Innovations, without telling me where you're at, do you live in the Western Cape? That would probably be why. They're trying to save you trouble. I don't know. If you live in Durban, then it doesn't make much sense, does it? Maybe they've got slots. Okay, we got this many slots in Pretoria and the people up here. Okay, but this one's in Cape Town. They're filling it. It can be as simple as that. Also, remember that the people scheduling these things aren't in South Africa. They live in Kenya, a tiny little country. They probably don't get. So, and you have no recourse to just say, hey, that doesn't work. It's like here. Why do I get a medical referral to see to get an MRI from a clinic that is 100 kilometers away? Otherwise, I have to pay for it out of pocket. When there's a clinic in a local town 5 kilometers away, and the main clinic 10 kilometers away, and the hospital 15 kilometers away, all of which are authorized providers, yet the idiots who schedule that remotely from somewhere else in America, Wisconsin or God knows where, They assign me a provider that's so far away from me, it's ridiculous. Oh, by the way, they give me a provider for a doctor that's dead. They haven't updated their data in 15 years. The guy's dead. He's not even there anymore. So that's not even any good. So I have to go back and waste my time calling. Why do people do that? Because they don't put themselves in your shoes. Very few people think, wait a second. These people live in Somerset West. They've got to come here for the interview at Pretoria. But I could schedule the medicals down there when they get back. Why don't I do that? Very few people ever put themselves in your shoe and try to empathize. I do that. Every consideration. When I suspended someone at the Veterans Office or Veterans Canteen on Friday night for their conduct and fired the other person, I thought about the implications for them. Otherwise, the other person would have been fired on the spot because that person lied to me. And I have them on video, proof that they lied to me. Should have been fired on the spot. But I gave them benefit of the doubt because I tried to put myself in their shoes. Specs online, $23 for Amarillo. Okay, thanks, Joe, Texas. Neff, whoa, Neff, come back. I might have been embellishing on the price. Saw chatter on Monday, both the streams saying they haven't got response in 7 months since filing a SOI. Then did a SOI in Americaners and got a call after 2 weeks. We're not supposed to do it, but it's not hard to do when hearing stories like that. Well, you do what you want to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And I'm not going to promote that behavior. I will tell you that it doesn't help. But if you want to do it, not you, Neff, but somebody wants to be selfish to do it, that's fine. I understand their pain. 7 months, statement of interest, okay? Statement of interest came out on May 12th. June, July, August, September, October. I call bullshit. They couldn't have done it more than 5 months ago. 7 months, my ass. That's bullshit. No one submitted a statement of interest 7 months ago. See, that's why I take that stuff with a grain of salt. That's total bullshit. No one submitted a statement of interest to the U.S. government before May 12th. No one. I was at OR Tambo eating breakfast at Wimpy when I found out about that from a subscriber who sent me a WhatsApp and said, hey, Chris, did you see this? It just came out this morning. And I read it and immediately did videos from OR Tambo and loaded it up on their Wi-Fi, which wasn't the fastest before I got on my flight. Nobody submitted 7 months ago. Nobody. That's a lie. PRM email, that's very different than statement of interest. And I told people who submitted a PRM email to also do a statement of interest, which doesn't contradict the U.S. government, and no one told you to do that. We didn't know if they're going to continue with the PRM email, so I said, do the statement of interest. I'm with Celsius, usually go between China and South every 6 months. I've lost my SIM card, coming back less than 6 months later, common sense. My SIM card is no longer valid. So I don't know what the rhyme or reason is. They recycle numbers. They tell you the law says 90 days, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Missed my pre-screening interview because of an emergency. Phone RC back, sent an email, and the lady said the agents get back to me, but I haven't heard back. Well, that's unfortunate, Aston. I can't help you with that. It's unfortunate. I hope they get back. Snippets from Africa. What happens if you're not on your feet within a year in USA? Well, we kick you out. We send you back. We send you to Venezuela. What do you mean, what happens? And you'll be like 48 million Americans living off of assistance. I'm not trying to be smart or snarky here, but what do you mean, what happens? Get a job. How can we contact Morgan from PetLift? I don't know, Ronald. I'm not at liberty to share her contact. She had to change her phone number because she was getting inundated. She naively gave it out, and her phone rang constantly. So I don't know. Hopefully, they have a social media presence up again soon. Delmarie says, certainly don't show signs of being narcissistic. Not once in the time I've been here have you told anyone to get all the necessary info. I don't understand what you're saying, Delmarie. Thank you. I think you mean well, but I don't get it. The real red blue state stereotype is misleading in most states. Dogzilla, yeah, that's kind of out of the blue. Where is that coming from? At least we know who spoke to the 44 Afrikaans people that Charlize Theron. That's funny. What is your major concern? Oh, okay. They don't have to redo an America site. They can only fill in case escalation. There you go. Thank you, Chris Wyatt. That's right. People are causing more double work for the already strained resources. Exactly. That's why I'm telling people not to do it. Officially been approved this past week, says Rikas. Thank you for keeping hope up for us. Probably wouldn't have been at this point without your info. Thank you, Rikas. Please pay it back when you come to the States and do an interview. Okay? Gunther Bochna, when I come over and I have a brother in Wisconsin, can I go there? Is there a refugee center in Wisconsin? Look, you need to do the research. I mean, Google's your friend. Look up refugee assistance centers for Wisconsin, and I'll give you a list. Can you go to Wisconsin? You can potentially go there. They'll ask you during your interview, do you have any family in the States? Tell them, yeah, my brother's there. Would you like to live near him or with him? Yes, and they will contact him. That was mentioned early in the stream and in the previous stream. Yep. Interviewed with RC next week, but asked no postponed because I'm 13 from tour, and if the 2 times is flop. Jacques, I'm not sure what they'll do. Did not do the interview, says Pete. Okay, Democrats will not. This crisis. Yeah, they're not letting the crisis go. People actually shouldn't be doing that. Americans clearly states you should submit either theirs or theirs. So I know. That's why I'm telling you not to do it. But I can't tell people what they. I can't control them. I'm not the boss of them. Narcissism involves excessive need for admiration and lack of empathy. Most Capricorns are cautious, realistic, and considerate, which is the opposite of narcissism. Well, thank you, expat family Joubert. Not sure that I believe in the horoscope or the whatever that's called. But yeah, I think that's an accurate statement about me. Very straightforward and why people don't like me sending up. You always answer many of the same questions over and again. Yeah, exactly, Delmarie. I do. Okay. Elephant, donkey. Yeah. I love how you can just get over these asshats and continue a great conversation. Yeah, thank you, Jess. I mean, see, that was all for effect. Those of you who are here from the beginning, you see the change. I went from this to this. Full stop. Yep. Chance to apply for asylum while the refugee program is running. Well, Yolandi, that is a dumbass idea. First off, you can't apply for asylum unless you're already legally in America. Not illegally, legally. So you'd have to have been here on a business visa or a university visa or a tourist visa, and then you're going to apply for asylum. 95% or more of asylum applications are rejected. Asylum is an adversarial process. You are considered guilty until proven innocent. Not really guilty, but that's the point. In America, in our justice system jurisprudence, you are innocent until the government can prove you committed a crime. When you go before a judge, which could be me, by the way, you don't have to be a member of the bar, have passed law school to be a judge, immigration judge. You have to be a learned individual. If you came before me as an immigration judge, you have to prove to me that you've been a victim of persecution. You have to prove it. Refugees have to articulate, in other words, explain why they're victims of persecution, or they perceive they'll be a victim in the future. If you're gay in Syria, you're afraid you're going to be thrown off a roof and killed. That's legitimate. Okay? So applying for asylum is dumb as a box of rocks, in my view. Now, Professor G is an asylum attorney, and he handles that. He'll tell you that cases are few and far between that are approved. Not a good idea. I think people don't understand the difference between asylum and refugee. And Arctic says 0. Well, you can't apply. Okay, I'll answer that question, Yolande. It's very simple. Yolande Cilliers. You can't apply for asylum and refugee at the same time. Why? Because you can't apply for asylum unless you're legally in the States. You can't apply for the refugee program unless you're in South Africa. You see? You can't be in two places at once. That, Michelle Fundamev, I am excited for my parents' sake. They got an email. You'll be in contact. Oh, you're very happy for them. Thank you for the €6, Michelle Fundameva. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Anna Marie Nell, what's going on with Formula One? I've heard nothing. You're my Formula One field reporter. You've told me nothing. Once you apply for okay. Has anyone had interviews in Durban? No. Now, people claim they were just bullshitters. They were lies. There's been no interviews in Durban. RSC is slower because they have to conduct an online interview to fill in your form. Americaners has an online form which they scrutinize and send. RSP are behind, but working hard. Yep. Interviews are not that bad. Be honest. Tell the truth, and you'll be fine. These people really want to help you. They do not take any nonsense. Exactly. Isn't that what I said all along, Jess? Okay, when I joined the live, in the beginning I asked questions and got heated answers, but I was never nasty, although sometimes I felt hurt. Now I know the Colonel. Francis, you shouldn't have felt hurt. I think it's a consequence of my culture and your culture and the differences. And that's probably what it was. And now you've subsumed my culture and you understand it. I'm glad to see you still here, Francis. I did my fingerprints a month ago. But Francis, understand where you've been here a long time and you know now. I mean, how many times have I answered the same question in this stream, which has only been on for an hour and 11 minutes. And I've answered the exact same question, several of them, 3 and 4 times in that time frame. Some people want to hear the whole conversation or watch the rants. They don't come here to see the same question answered over and over again. The SOI only opened up the 12th of May. Get so frustrated people confuse PRA meals that open the 10th of February. And again, LZ Fun Roy and I will make the statement when it comes back to that thing. If they submitted a PRM email and they've been waiting 7 months and they haven't done anything else, my empathy for them is very low. It is. Do you know why? Because on the 12th of May, I said, submit a statement of interest. We don't know if they're going to work through it. They haven't told us. That was a pilot project. By the way, I named that. The U.S. government didn't do that. I called it a pilot project, a proof of concept, because that's what it was. But they never told me about that. Then they later admitted it was a proof of concept. It was a test program. But we didn't know if they were going to continue with those emails. So I said, do the statement of interest. It's a separate entity. People said, should I still send a PRM email? I said, I don't know. I don't even know if that account's still open. You can try. But from the 12th of May, you need to do a statement of interest. Well, I haven't done either. Can I do them both? You can try. But nobody has had a statement of interest in for 7 months. That is complete, utter bullshit. How long will the process last? Well, nobody knows that answer. Maybe President Trump gets angry at South Africa because he's tired of being called names. Turns it off, or he ramps it up. It will likely last till the end of President Trump's presidency. He's in the first 10 months of his presidency. That means you got 3 years and 2 months to get off your ass and do it. The FBI not processing prints due to shutdown. That's a possibility. Interview's done. Medical's done. Waiting for criminal check. Okay, cool beans, Ben. I'm a bit concerned. I had Teams interviews 6 weeks ago. Got told by Kenya of our cases being forwarded for scheduling. Pre-tour interviews, nothing further. Am I necessarily concerned? No, Loretta, it's fair to be concerned. It's anxious. I know it's difficult. It's something you want. But the reality is this. As was mentioned earlier, you will get a rejection notice if you're not approved for the program. And you have 90 days to appeal it. One-time appeal. So if you haven't gotten that, then you haven't been rejected. I don't know anyone that's received that. If you have received a rejection notice, reach out to me privately so I can confirm that people have been rejected. So far, I've heard from people claiming they've been rejected, like Amerikaners rejected me. And I looked into the case. They weren't rejected. The people didn't submit any information. The Amerikaners did them a favor. They said, how have you suffered from persecution? And they put a one-sentence answer. You think that's going to get you over here? So Amerikaners sent it back to him and says, we can't submit this. It'll be rejected out of hand. And then, we've been rejected. No, you didn't answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question. Put on the paper fully. One-word answers will not get you a trip to America. Parents and brother got the email from Amerikaners saying they will get in contact. Okay. Nobody knows. Be a permanent program. We'll see. Do you think a brother who's in jail for murder will... Nope. Has no impact on you whatsoever. Did you participate in the murder, Martin? If you did, you got a problem. Were you an accessory after the fact? You got a problem. If you had nothing to do with it, my father went to jail. Nothing to do with my life. Didn't affect my clearance. Didn't affect me. Nothing to do with me. 47 people didn't make it on a plane when his cab watched. No, I don't think it's 47 people will fly in Biker. I think the U.S. government booked 50 seats in anticipation to be processing people, and then they were told to turn it off, and they didn't cancel the seats, and someone shared that probably doesn't like the program, and the media doesn't care to ask the questions. If I've been told that, what are the days it happened? Were they all no-shows, or did you cancel people, or did they ask? Because they also even mentioned in the article that some people postponed. That's not a cancellation. Erica postponed. She still wants to come to America as a refugee. She just can't come right now. Maybe we should start a petition about how many Afrikaners feel they are spoken for. Exactly. There you go. There you go. Change.org. Make a petition for that. Do those 44 people speak for me? No. Amerikaners have a survey to ask where you are in process, and they send an automatic email to explain the next steps. Okay, that's nice of them. Siki, we met the most awesome fellow refugee applicants there. Take a notebook, write down if you want to remember it. No phones allowed. Let's go old school. Yep. Yeah, the fake news being posted by News 24 again. I have to address that later tonight, but I've also got to call my volunteers for the election. That takes priority right now. Put together a whole document that only remember approximate years, not months. So wrote down what I remembered. Okay. You tell the truth as best as you can. Okay, Ludwig sent those messages. Colonel, if you submit your first SOI and wait for a response, or do you do the survey in Amerikaners? It's not confusing at all. Why would you go to Amerikaners? The Amerikaners, I don't know what that survey is all about. I don't want to get involved in that. All I'm saying, if the Amerikaners contact you, then you talk to them. That's my approach. You submit a statement of interest. The Amerikaners tells you not to submit another one and not to do their questionnaire. So why is it confusing? You've done one. Oh, he started a petition about the Cockpit 24 article. Okay, so Ronaldo already did it. Okay. Apparently, some of our military background checks are in Washington, D.C., waiting to reopen the state for further processing. That's probably true, Hannes Holzhausen. I was told by people in my group that they did USS interviews in Cape Town. This is what group? A WhatsApp group? I call bullshit. When did they claim this happened? I can confidently tell you that up to a week ago, there were no interviews in Cape Town. I haven't inquired since then. None. Where did they tell you this? See, that's why I tell people to stay out of these groups. Mad Max. Is there any way to get Alana Rhodes and Mays to get connected or swap their cell numbers? They need to send me emails and ask for that, and both has to say that one can do it. Linda Fundanes, 35 Rand Super Chat. Thank you for that. Mad Max, thank you for 35 Rand Super Chat. Appreciate it. So I'm aiming at continuing the immunotherapy I'm on but in the USA, but AI gave me a rubbish reply. Don't use AI. Why do you guys use AI? Do the search yourself. Look for immunotherapy programs in the state you want to go to. If it's Wisconsin, immunotherapy for whatever his diseases, and you'll find them. And then you can go to each of the sites and look at what it takes to get into it and how it's paid for. Just have to do some research. Arctic says, someone lied to me also. Yeah, lots of people lie. We had coloreds and Indian Guide interviews. So again, the mainstream media is full of, yes, common sense. I never look at their lie. Exactly. And I've said it all along. And people call me a liar. And people spread hatred about me. And it chases people away from the channel. Because they believe any shit they hear. Yep, yeah, coloreds and Indian, exactly. I'm glad that coloreds and Indians are listening to me. Not because I want them to come to America, because they should know the truth. And Mad Max says, we also had colored people UCSIS interviews. Exactly. And I've said it since February 7th. I hope to be the case, and I confirmed it on February 10th when the embassy published racial minorities. I said ethnic minorities, but you know what I meant on the first one. So there you go. There you go, folks. That's how it is. That's the reality. That's the reality. All right, he asked me to play that song, so I'm going to play that song now, okay? Don't run off. I'm not ending the program. The stream is not over. I'm still going to chat. Where the hell's the song at? There it is. Rise when the call will come, okay? Let me make sure I've got my desktop audio on. There it is. Let's see how this sounds. Hope it's good. Hope it's not a screechy one. Let's see.
Walk through shadows, miles from home, dreams in my pocket, stealing my soul. They tried to break me, they drew their lines, but my voice still rises through their lives. Every scar's a story. When the call will come, I will rise, I will stand, with my heart in the fire, my hope in my hand. You When the call will come, we will rise as one. Every voice, every color beneath the sun. You can't silence truth, you can't bury the free. We are the future, you can't silence me.
Wow. Wow, JJ. Can I have that song? I want that to be my theme song. That is freaking awesome. That's better than any of my songs, man. That was incredible. JJ, can I have it? Can I have the copyrights to that, JJ? That's incredible. I'll put images to it and video to it. That's, whoa. I will dedicate time to making a video out of that. That's freaking, whew. Wow. That's incredible, man. Wow. I'm glad we took that pause to play that song. That's incredible. Anna Kruger, you're in the chat. And you've been going on and on and on about how it's unfair and how you haven't received a call and how it's not fair. And now tonight, after I've asked you to be patient, that people working their tails off on a weekend, you tell me today on a Sunday, somebody's giving up their Sunday to take care of you. And you've been complaining over and over again. And I've cautioned you and warned you to have patience. And I put up with so many messages you sent me, unless this is a different Anna Kruger. And now you're telling me I received my unique ID today and completed my long form. I'm so excited. I still love you for what you do for all of us. Thank you again. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you, folks? Okay? Don't fight with you. I'm not fighting with you. You're the one fighting with me. I'm just telling you. See? Came true. All right? So. One more that says goodbye South Africa. Well, that's another one. But JJ, JJ, did you give me permission? You didn't answer the question, man. Do I have your permission? Can I have the copyright? Use this. I'll credit you for the song. That was, whew, man, that song was awesome. I saw there's a petition against News 20. I think Ronaldo started. Yeah, I think Ronaldo started. Somebody said Ronaldo. I haven't seen the petition. Where is the petition? Is it on change.org? Okay, JJ's not answering. I guess he doesn't want me to have the copyright. He just wants me to play it. Told my parents to play something, everything he said, and then they got the email. Yeah. Anyway, so if JJ says I can use it, then I'm going to make that my theme song. That is freaking awesome. That song is very touching. That's incredible. That's incredible. Idaho Garden Girl's here. What's going on, man? Idaho Garden Girl, you've been around for ages. I was just in Idaho. You know that, right? You know I was just in Idaho, right? I was in Boise. I was in Twin Falls. I was in Sun Valley, Ketchum. I was in Haley. Yep. Sitting in my computer, biting my nails, patiently waiting for any call. Okay. Gina Moolman, that was an awesome song. And Liz Hernevald says she got hers today as well. Look at that. People working on the weekend. JJ says I have copyright. There you go. You guys saw it. Somebody do a screenshot. I'm going to do a screenshot real quick, so I got that. I won't accuse of copyright theft. Yeah, I will play it again before we leave. That was incredible. That was incredible. I'll play it with me off the screen with the background up. I got touched by that song. I got touched by that song. Hey, look, guys, I'm gun shy. I get bogus copyright claims from World Rugby for content that I filmed with no music. I edited. It wasn't their television broadcast, and they threatened to shut my Rugby Senate channel down. Then they attacked me for fair use of their emblem on a bigger picture. Yep. Well, Arctic, you can have royalties if my channel ever makes money. I'm telling you, it pays back the money I've spent already. Anyway, let me cover that story before we wrap up, and then I got to go get my steamed crabs. I still got a little bit of time, but I got time to do this. So this is a story that, where's it at? U.S. Books Now. This City Press is running the story. This is what a lot of people are asking about. So let me cover the story very quickly. U.S. books dozens of seats for Afrikaner refugees, but only 3 pitch up. Of the 50 seats booked, only 3 were occupied. Resettlement could be delayed by people selling their property and belongings. Some have changed their minds after screening medical screening. Those are true statements, but this is a misleading story. Only 3 Afrikaners are so-called refugees. Okay, you already know. Okay, all you have to do is read that. Only 3 Afrikaner or so-called refugees turned up somewhere. First off, that statement is bullshit. Who wrote this? Was it Boonzai who wrote this? It was Davi Boonzai. Davi Boonzai, you're a cockprotter. Hello, Davi, you're a cockprotter. Afrikaners? No, South Africans. Right here in the chat. Coloreds, Indians, and whites. Not just Afrikaners. And even if it isn't coloreds and Indians, it's English and white and Afrikaners. So you're wrong. You're a cockprotter. Number 1. Number 2, so-called refugees. What the is so-called refugees? You don't like the fact that they meet the standard refugee under the United Nations? Then you can fuck off, Davi Boonzai. I don't know who Davi Boonzai is, but you know what? Take it, buddy. You're not a genuine reporter. You're a propagandist. That's propaganda. That sentence is propaganda. I don't need to read any more of this article. I know it's bullshit. Cowrie just gave 140 Rand. Thank you for that super chat. The name of the song is When the Call Comes, I think it is. Hang on a second. Rise when the call will come. Yep. Okay, cool. Yep. Despite the lackluster interest, the U.S. Department of State still aims to resell. Lackluster interest. Are you high? You take one data point, misrepresent it, and claim there's lackluster interest to imply that nobody's in the program. People are working 7 freaking days a week to answer Anna's call, to answer other people's calls. This, oh my God. Not even news. Well, when I'm done editing the other video, I got to record a video about this bullshit tonight. Blixem. That's what they're getting. They're going to get moored. They're getting a PK. I'm tired of these cockprodders. This is propaganda. Propaganda. And Debbie Fox says, thank you for everything you do for us. 350 Rand. Thank you, Debbie. As the South refugee leader in 2027 comes and the aliens land and ask to see my leader, I want to introduce them, Colonel Wyatt. Hey, Dylan, what's going on? I can now tell you to be patient. I had a lot of things in my head. They're not going to happen. But now, yes, you did, Anna. And you didn't hold back. And you just distracted from the chat because you're angry and upset and feeling entitled. But you got it now. So hang in there. We should be paying all you guys. You guys are genuine lifeline. It wasn't for Chris, you guys. Yeah, no, my mods do a fantastic job. Hendo, Chris Swanepoel, Erica, who's on hiatus now, Arctic. There's a lot of them that do it. They really put a lot of effort into it. Thank you. He's a so-called journalist. That's what I just said. And I stand by it. Mad Max, what do I need to go work for UCIS? I would like that job. I don't know. I don't know what the requirements are. You can look it up on USA Jobs. USA Jobs is where government jobs are hired at. Bogus reporters make Colonel Wyatt more. Yep, I can't wait to give you a super chat in dollars. That'd be nice. Okay, Hannes, Olafia. I got the message. Okay, I hear the money goes to Hendo to send off propaganda and sensationalism. Yep. You and me both, Colonel. So tired of the world's nonsense, especially from media. Okay, let's put this in perspective. Okay, let me put this in the other perspective. You want to take his approach? I'll take his approach. Of the 2.8 million Afrikaners, of whom 2 million, let's say 2 million, 2 million of the 2.8 million are adults. Okay? Of the 2 million adults in South Africa who are Afrikaners, if this is an Afrikaners only program, a mere 100,000 or so have submitted statements of interest representing 500,000 Afrikaners. Okay. So that means the majority of Afrikaners have expressed no interest in the program. That's a true statement. The majority of colors have expressed no interest in this program. The majority of Indians expressed no interest in this program. But why might that be? A lot of reasons. They love South Africa. They have too much invested in it. That people will not leave their home even when the ship is sinking. Or they've been misled by the media that this is a program for white farmers. Remember that narrative? That's the truth. I just told you the majority of people haven't expressed interest in this program. But to say there's lackluster interest is a lie. If there were a lackluster interest, there wouldn't be people working 7 days a week, making overtime to process and screen people. It would not happen. It would not happen. It's a lie. Yes, that's true. Hendo paid for a lifetime membership, which gave him exclusive use of the all caps. Boy, things are so much better without that guy calling me a narcissist on the channel. You notice he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. By the way, Brent Bozell had his confirmation hearings as ambassador, started his confirmation hearings as ambassador of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and the Democrats tried to use it for political purposes. Surprise, surprise. Or they're living in denial. Yep. Again, I don't want any of you to come to America. That's not my place to say. I don't want any of you not to come to America. That's your choice. That's your decision. Anyway, there you go, folks. There you go. Bribe rookies, the Colonel's kryptonite. Not if they have onions on them. Not if they have onions on them. Exactly. Thank you, 1440. If it's lackluster, why is the media pushed so hard to discredit the program and discredit the refugee thing? If this is a non sequitur, if it's a non-event, if it's nonsense, and nobody's interested in it, then it's not even newsworthy. Is it? Is it? Is it? Spot on, 1440. So many people believe the lies. I've spoken to people that are really clever people, but they believe the lies. Even me telling them that shouldn't put my hope on this. Yeah, well, they're full of shit, common sense, so ignore them. Oh, did I say that loud? Do you think of what do I think of shutdown? Hannes Olivier, I've talked about that in the previous stream. I've talked about it earlier here. I think the shutdown is selfish and childish, and it's hurting people. I don't think people should be on food stamps, and I don't like the many people who have food stamps who shouldn't be getting them. But I wouldn't begrudge people who are in a real sense of need because something unfortunate's happened in their life or whatever, and for short term they would get them. But 48 million Americans apparently receive SNAP benefits every month. 48 million. They won't get them on November 1st. 1440, you definitely have your moments. Samantha Myberg, thank you for your reply on my email. Much appreciated. Not a fan of onions and bribe rookies. Nope. Tiger Valley. That's a well-known fact about me. I interviewed Zion Simon about this. Definitely not. Nope. Exactly. And that's what a bribe rookie is. It's a grilled cheese sandwich. That's all a bribe rookie. You guys make a big deal about bribe rookies. They're just grilled cheese sandwiches. They're just grilled cheese sandwiches. Who puts onions on a grilled cheese sandwich? They want money for bullshit socialist programs, so they refuse to vote for budget without those programs. Exactly. All right. Is Conrad leaving? Have a good night. Okay, Conrad, I got to go too. Collect my my steamed crabs. Only 414 likes. Come on, guys. We can do better than that.
That was easy.
Hit the like button. All right, I'm going to play that song. Yeah, this is from JJ Erasmus, who gave me the rights to this song so that I can play it. I'm going to make it a theme song for me because it really touched me. And you got to see my reaction. I never heard it before. I heard it with you for the first time. All right, so let's listen again. And as I listen, I'll fade off. The song will play to the end, and then we'll wrap up, okay? Blasphemy. It's not blasphemy. Stop it, you Afrikaners, picking on me over bribe rookies. Carla says, your analysis is correct. Every person I talk to who doesn't follow you thinks the program is only for farmers. Exactly. Because the media succeeded in their lies. And they're succeeding in their lies here, saying there's tepid interest. There's lackluster response. There's no lackluster response. The program is chock full of people waiting and waiting and waiting. These people are liars. They're not real journalists. They're propagandists. That's what they are. All right. Sorry, guys. I don't eat onions on my bribe rookies or on anything else. Cheers. God bless. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoy the 1,000 miles an hour back to 0 kilometers per hour early in the chat. Cheers. This song will make waves. It's awesome. Here you go.
I've walked through shadows, miles from home, dreams in my pocket, stealing my soul. They tried to break me, they drew their lines, but my voice still rises through their lies. Every scar's a story, every wound's a flame, and I still stand. You'll know my name.
Light the fire.
When the call will come, I will rise, I will stand. With my heart in the fire, my hope in my hand. You can't silence me, I was born to be free. Through the storm, through the fight, I voice, every color beneath the sun. You can't silence truth, you can't bury the free. We are the future, you can't silence me.
Surprise, I'm still here. Clever people thought I left. Still here. You can't silence me. The rise when the call will come. And we can't end on that note, folks. We can't end on that note. Here's a happy note for everybody. Here's a happy note for everybody. And this is how you should live your life. Oh yeah, when the rain comes down, you're not supposed to drown.
When the rain comes down, it don't mean drown. Just grab your boots and dance around.
Kaffee.
A little mud never hurt a soul. It's how we grow, yeah, it's how we roll.
The sun's hiding, but it ain't gone. Keep your heart turned on, turned on.
Keep smiling, keep shining when the storm tries to steal your song. Keep smiling, keep climbing till the dark clouds that don't belong. Oh, misery won't stay where joy is strong. Oh, misery won't stay where joy is strong.
When whispers creep in saying you can't win,
Just shout louder, drown them out again. Turn your doubts into your fire. Every stumble builds something higher. When shadows linger, light your spark. Don't let them pull you into the dark. Keep smiling, keep shining when the storm tries to steal your song. Keep smiling, keep climbing till the dark clouds that don't belong. Oh, misery won't stay where joy is strong. Oh, misery won't stay where joy is strong.
Kaffee, get out on the dance floor. It's a lekker Sunday. Well, that'll wrap it up for here, folks, for tonight. I got to go get my craps. Have a lovely evening. Thanks for being here for Drunk or Man or Sniffies. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. God bless and have a good night. Cheers.